Oh.
So, a very normal-sized ghost, admittedly. Garbed in, like, what era prison clothing is it? Like 1950s or something?
Could be 1800s, could be 1950s.
Very old prison garb. Comes out and starts beating this larger ghost. It's not, admittedly, like a super one-sided fight. And I believe your Geist has a stat block, doesn't it?
Yes, he does.
And he has a key. What keys do? I think he can auto-use it.
They have physical stats?
No.
It would be power, finesse, resistance.
They have like a toned-down ghost stat block. So, even though it's a rank 3 ghost, it's technically not a rank 3 ghost. Even though I think that'd be more fun, but you know, I didn't write the book. Don't yell at me.
Homebrew it.
Yeah, well, I'd have to have foreseen this.
Yeah.
I don't have a stat block for it. But yes.
Sorry, I burped.
Okay. They are fighting. Does anyone have further action? Another action? Who moves next? We didn't really roll initiative, so I'm just kind of going on who acts next.
Cherry can attempt to get its bane as well as its ban. Well, no, they already have its ban.
You already have
bane. Get its ban. Get its ban. The words are too similar.
Yeah, I don't know. The same.
Because I presume these things share bans and banes. Just as a guess.
I don't know. Would that be a cherry guess?
It's as good a guess as any at this point. And like generally identical things that seem to be of the same type tend to share banes, you know?
Or at least similar banes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was who attacked it first? Was it it was Drew, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to glow slap it again.
That's the thing.
Yeah. That was my question. Is did the Haunt's plasm that enables him the rage, did that plasm leave him when the Geist left him, or is that still on him and in effect?
I believe there is a thing for this, because you get a condition, if I recall.
Also, I'm curious, how's this thing looking? Taking a couple
Like
hits of ag.
Oh, it's looking pretty bad. Its flesh is admittedly kind of boiling, melting off of its bone.
It's got bones?
You can now see them.
Ooh.
Some of them.
He said bone without the S, so I was like, is it just one?
Yeah, it's only got a single femur. That's it. For the sake of I don't know off the top of my head, I'm just gonna say it's still active.
Okay.
Your Geist is basically directly next to you still, so maybe it's still giving you some power.
Well, Drew would want to try to attack in concert with his Geist.
Okay.
But that said, that thing really hurt. Oh, hey, It took a point of bashing damage when it came within reach of Drew.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Did that finish it?
Chain, I think. I don't know if ghosts die to bashing damage, though.
I think corpus full of ag is destroyed.
Yeah.
Corpus full of lethal, I don't know.
Yeah, the third dot of martial arts is any enemy that comes within. Wait a minute.
Comes within melee range of you.
Yeah, but when he's got rage going, his melee range is 30
Oh, yeah.
hours.
You could have auto slapped him from that far away. Make it too bashing.
Although, like logically, because it's only bashing, like the lethal of rage doesn't get applied, so like it's probably still just actual arm's reach.
Oh, we got a subscriber, so you can add money to your jar.
Woohoo!
Thank you,
How much is
Danadin.
that now? Let's see.
But let's continue on.
Yeah. I'm blind, I can't read books, but it's still up. It's quite wounded, but it's still up.
Well, okay. Seeing that it it's looking so bad, Drew would actually try for an all-out attack, because that would actually mean that he would roll. Wait, he's got a -1. 7, 8. No, never mind. Doesn't matter. If he all-out attacks, he's still just rolling a chance die.
You get a +2 because your Geist is punching it too. It's like a teamwork action.
So he would have like 2 dice then, I think.
Well, I can always punch them, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm just punching them. I'm just punching them for bashing, though.
You know, unfortunately, he cannot take precognition.
I know.
Even though the Roll20 character sheet would assume you can, but no.
Oh. Okay, so his normal pool is 7, -1 for the wound penalty, but then +4, 2 for 2 for all out and 2 for teamwork with the Geist would bring his pool up to 10, -8 defense.
Yes.
Yeah? Would mean he gets to roll an actual 2 dice.
Plus willpower if you want.
Statistically, you got a pretty good chance.
Nope.
Oh.
Dark times.
So Drew tries really hard, but this thing is just so powerful it doesn't care.
Did he spend a willpower?
No.
Okay.
Anyone else wishing to act?
I guess Almond's gonna come up and try to hack it to bits here.
Yeah, I was gonna say another sun attack may not be the best.
No.
Might be overkill.
Especially considering it's
that's
Overkill from my Geist.
Yeah, no, that would definitely hurt his Geist. Like, I'm not even questioning that.
Yeah, well, give me a weaponry attack, -7.
My strength plus weaponry. And then 2 because I have area of expertise. So, wait, is it still -7? He's fighting 3 other people. He should be, if he's applying his defense, it should be lower than that now.
You're the second one to hit him.
Yeah, you're the second one to hit him.
Oh, I thought the guy.
I can always go up and try to hit him again.
Action economy.
All right, so 7, you said?
Yes.
So it'd actually be -5. Okay. Subtract, putting my expertise in here. Oh, yep, that's 2 points of lethal damage with my Kopish. Actually, hold on, what's its damage rating?
Yeah, plus something. One
Plus
or two.
3, 5.
Ooh.
Okay, 5 bashing damage. Because it is still a ghost.
That's why I was surprised. Bones, it doesn't have anything inside, right?
Ghost shut up.
Ghost bones.
They don't actually count toward like structural integrity. They're just there.
They're just there. Okay.
They're there for the vibes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, you're honestly, if it wasn't a ghost, it'd be very unbelievable that it's still intact and standing and willing to fight. Well, Geist time.
Right.
Unfortunate.
Oh no.
Rip the dream.
-6. Jeez.
For defense.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, well.
Jerry?
Gonna run up. Gonna try and touch.
Shh, bad touch.
I don't know what else to do.
I can buff your touch.
I don't think it'll help. I'll be honest. I have 3 dice. Oh, I can pump that up to 1 dice, which doesn't matter because that's what I'm rolling anyway with the chance die. Because I have 3 dice, that's at a -5 now. Oh, so -2 plus 3 would still be...
1 dice.
It would be
A
not
regular
a chance die.
It doesn't matter that it's not a chance die.
Yeah,
for
because
me.
precognition, you don't roll chance dice.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one works. I don't think that... I was gonna do something dumb.
So now Kalmir has a choice. Either risk another paradox or try and spear it with this metal spear that he found earlier. Well, it's looking pretty bad. He's gonna try and spear it and not risk the paradox.
Okay, so you've successfully gotten it down to a -4 for its defense.
Woohoo! Attack.
Kalmir, you're gonna spirit the spirit.
Yes.
Stahl is technically correct, though.
Oh, I missed. What happened?
Kalmir.
What?
Sick dog on it!
Hey,
Dog!
I mean,
I guess.
Do you
Come on,
have
dog.
the stat block for dog?
I
What's
do.
dog's stats? What does dog's stats?
Dog.
He's a wolf, I mean,
Yeah, strength 2, brawl 4, dice roll of 6,
at a -3.
yeah.
Got a pretty good shot.
bonus 3.
Do it, dog. Do it.
Come on, dog. Dog! Ooh, dog! That's a +1 as well, so
4 successes with 3 dice. That's impressive.
that's 5 damage.
So everybody is hacking away at this thing, finding moderate degrees of success, before dog takes a running jump and plunges through its back straight out of its mouth.
Ooh. Good boy.
Boys.
It dematerializes
Oh.
into a large glowy pool of ectoplasm.
Ooh.
And a very peculiar item.
Ooh, a
It
rare
appears
drop.
to be a disfigured face.
Drew does not notice disfigured face because Drew has an issue with his Geist at the moment.
Is that-
Cherry's gonna look at the disfigured face.
I believe the Geist would return to you at this point, though.
It says it only attacks people in its way who continue to oppose it. Once they're down, it no longer cares.
As
'Cause
in,
it's doing its level best to destroy whatever caused the crisis point. So
Well, technically it would be on defend.
Yeah. Drew still needs to coax the striped man back.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah, so that's what Drew's doing.
Cherry's looking at this disfigured face.
Yeah, that looks odd. I can have a look at that too. Is it like a mask or is it like a fleshy face? Just the face?
Both.
Oh. Ew.
A fleshy mask?
Essentially.
I could roll things, but I don't know what I'd roll to. What I could roll for looking at it.
Wouldn't that be occult? Or
I guess, but like, what would it tell me?
it's a fleshy mask.
Try. Like, I have the stupid dice, but
And Kalmir hasn't quite picked up death yet, so he's got no death arcanum to scrutinize it with.
Your Geist returns to you.
Drew does a good job.
Ooh.
And with that, we're going to jump to Stahl for a little bit.
Ooh.
Stahl,
Hey.
you begin your trek towards the closest of these Azothic signatures. As you get closer, it starts to come closer too. It very likely has detected you as well.
Oh, so they're
With-
approaching.
Your Azoth, yes.
Oh, you're approaching me.
Eventually, rounding a corner. Walking down the sidewalk is what you can only assume to be the Azothic signature. The man walks down the sidewalk with another individual in tow. Another individual you've seen before. It is a very hunched over man with a walking stick, covered in some thick robes. The same individual that you spoke to when you woke from torment about a day ago.
Oh, it's just,
As for the Azothic person, they are Promethean. You can tell this. They are very clearly unnatural. They are a very strange mix of mechanics and flesh. But that's just seeing beyond. That's seeing what they really are. They appear like a normal human to anyone else, much as you do to anyone else. They approach, and the robed individual speaks up. I did not think I'd see you again so soon.
neither did I, but my friends had other plans.
Tell me, what brings you to this? Well, yes, what brings you to this town?
Well, we heard about this giant sea creature, and then everyone else just came running, so I guess I just tagged along.
The Promethean speaks up at this point, and yes, isn't it quite interesting that it would appear the other forces of the world are now openly rebelling against the machine as well, without our without our interventions.
So this isn't your doing?
Oh no, but it is quite a welcome occurrence, really. An entire band of twilight now withers and dies.
Kind of a messed up thing to say.
Of course, we're not sure if this can be sustained, or if we should even let it be sustained. That's why we're here. Well, part of the reason I'm here. That's why he's here, as he points over his shoulder.
So what's your deal? I just gestured toward the Promethean.
Well, I work for the same goal, truly, the death of the machine, but I walk a secondary goal as well, that of learning of humanity. A pilgrimage, I believe we call it. I assume you walk the same, even though you are a different, but still kin.
Well, that's true, but I don't exactly think, condemning millions of ghosts to death is exactly humane, No, I guess I'm not one to speak here.
I suppose it's not humane, but from what I understand, it is the natural cycle of things, is it not? The ghosts will always end up in the rivers. Tell me, have you seen the rivers yet? Or have you not walked far enough on the road?
I don't have any clue what you're talking about here.
Ah, yes. Burn bright, but you are still young, I see. This is not surprising, I suppose.
What, does it have something to do with the pilgrimage or something? Or
Indeed. You see, death is necessary to reaching humanity. An understanding of it. You cannot reach humanity while you're still, while we still are what we are. We have to shed it. I have not died yet, but some have.
that seems counterintuitive. I would prefer to live,
Oh, well, I'm sorry if I spooked you. Azoth, the fire, it will pull you back. Some it pulls back more often, more vigorously. But we all can stoke the flame once more.
Wow. You're as cryptic as the demon over there. I feel like that's something I really have to compliment you on. I don't know much of our kind that are as literate as you, I guess, or...
Yeah, I suppose I didn't lose it when I embarked on this pilgrimage. Is crypticism inherent to my previous condition? I don't know. Perhaps, maybe. Something to reflect on.
Anyway, I don't exactly plan on dying anytime soon.
Oh, you don't need to. You have plenty of time. The steps that you take are not always in the same order as everyone else. It could be the last step you take. But the path, I suppose, is not always the same, but perhaps you don't even need to die, what with the rivers flowing into the world, no?
So, is your path the same as the Promethean over there? And I kind of point towards the one that's like, you know, the 3 mile away one.
Oh, yes. You must be speaking of Lewis, the colleague. I knew him quite well, actually. We both walk the same pilgrimage, but we walk different bits of it now. He operates alone. I operate with our kin who have not yet embarked on the path. But we are both out here scouting the happenings in the world.
Well, I guess scout away, so long as you don't get in our way, we'll be just fine. And I just, I guess I start slowly walking away, maybe to check out this Lewis guy, unless, you know, they stop me or anything.
But as you start to walk away, there are no other Prometheans in this city at the moment, but there once were, from what we found. There are markers left behind. Perhaps you might find them useful on your pilgrimage. I did not need them. I believe Lewis is currently studying one now. But there are a number of them across the city. I would look at them before the city burns, as it very clearly might happen.
Wait, do you know where any other ones are?
Points off the direction. There are markers that way. You will feel them call to you when you get close. Although I must warn you, one of them, it is an old office complex. One of the floors is abandoned. There is a marker there, and there are dormant foes waiting to feast upon the flame. I would not investigate that one unless you're feeling particularly brave, particularly feeling like dying and reaching that pinnacle of understanding.
I appreciate the concern, but I can take care of myself. And I guess I just start looking for the closest one, and maybe eventually I'll move down to that one.
Okay. So, as Stahl embarks upon searching for the Anthors, we'll jump back to the other group. Drew, your Geist has returned to you. It was a bit of a weird feeling, being separated. But things are back to normal. The rest of the group, well, Kalmir and Sherry appear to be looking at a strange flesh-ish mask lying in a pool of ectoplasm.
Plasm, you say?
Yes. If you would like to drink the plasm.
You can have a Slurpee.
Yum yum.
I mean, gotta top off. I mean, after taking all that damage.
Yeah.
There's 12 plasm on the floor.
Okay.
That's quite a bit.
It's a big boy.
Looking good.
Hey, gonna pick this thing up. What? Part of me just wants to ask, what is it? But I feel like that's too vague of a question and to be acceptable. Also, if this thing is left alone, what will it do?
Precognition?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
It by itself cannot do anything.
Is there any action that can be taken by someone with this that will cause it to perform that will cause it to do something supernatural?
Yes. Wearing it.
Ah. Will wearing it turn someone into one of those?
How many questions do you
Five. I think it's 5 per thing.
Yeah, it's probably equal to like its magnitude, is it?
Yeah, it's equal to my scarf.
Okay, yeah. So, what were you saying? Repeat the question.
The question was, if I wear it, will it turn into one of those things?
If you?
No. What will happen if someone wears it?
They take on the role that it provides. And yes, they become a Reaper.
That's a Reaper mask. It's a Reaper mask. Probably should have figured that from the onset. This is a Reaper mask.
Well, technically a death mask, but...
This is a death mask. It's a mask of Reapers. I suppose that is unsurprising, though.
Drew, you're aware of Reapers. They are essentially the opposite of what most Sin Eaters try to do. Sin Eaters aim to help ghosts pass on, help them exist. Sin Eaters tend to be far more progressive in their way of dealing with ghosts than Reapers do. Reapers tend to have a hard, if you leave the underworld, no, you're coming back. There is no escape. However, another thing you would know about Reapers, unlike Sin Eaters, who are a Geist and immortal, Reapers are entirely ghosts who don the masks and serve the chthonic gods.
So, Drew's gonna, after his slushy, pick up said mask and very carefully and kind of like at arm's length, at a safe distance, but he's going to say these are the nemeses. They should not be here. This is a big problem.
Indeed. I have a question. This is to the DM because I don't remember. How do Reaper bands and banes work? Do they just keep the ban and bane of the original, or do they have the own ones when they take on the mask?
It depends. If the death mask basically just enhances the ghost, and they retain their sense of self and identity, their ban and bane are still similar, but they're bumped up to that of a rank 3 ghost. But yes, Reapers tend to have different bans and banes than the ghost that puts them on.
Okay.
Drew's going to turn to Kalmir Can you tell if something has been done to this?
What do you mean? I'm not familiar with it as it is, so I don't know. Like,
those who wear these act as enforcers. But this is not a place where they should be enforcing. They should not be physical. Can you tell if something has tried to affect it?
Kalmir opens his 70 arcanas.
Yes, I'm looking. What can I do? I haven't picked up death yet, so I don't think that would help.
Base,
So
maybe?
probably no, but hey,
Base would tell me like sympathetic links it has. If one of its links, that might help. Okay, so for space, let me check which spell. I guess it would be. When is it? Which one lets me detect sympathy?
Imagine it's just a rank 1 spell, considering that's just unveiling.
Seems like a basic one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's either rank 1 or 2, because I remember I used it in the Mage game.
Yeah.
I only had 2 space.
It's the very first spell.
Does it give you like the sight of it, or does it see a specific things?
So for every level of potency, I learned one of the subject's sympathetic links. It reveals the oldest and strongest links first, and I understand them in the same manner that subject thinks of them. With a reach, I can follow a trail of sympathetic links. With 2 reach, I can specify the connections I wish to uncover in general terms. So could I specify?
it would be, instead of the oldest and most powerful, it would be the most recent.
Most recent? Could I specify
Well, that would be the person who put it on, though, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily, because it could have been put on and then like some influence happened after the fact, right? Like it's probably not, I don't know. Who knows what order things happened in?
Well, with potency, I can see more than one.
And it is a rank 1, so you are already by default going to look at the 5.
Yeah.
And can't wait for you to look. Can't wait for you to try doing that on Charity and see some fucked up shit.
Some weird space going on there.
Don't think about it too hard.
Deviants have weird fucked up sympathies.
Yeah, because they have their sympathies count like higher.
They count as 1 higher than there would otherwise be, which means that Sherry has, I believe, two connections that are literally the same as like someone has to themselves.
All right, so then
Give me the roll.
Yeah, I'll just do nice and easy.
How many links do you want?
We'll do the 5 most recent, because why not? I probably doesn't even have 5. Dice pool of 11. I don't know if it would be a paradox roll.
Unveiling?
I don't think unveiling generally
No.
requires paradox.
Okay,
You could also just like step out of sight.
that could do that as well. Just I'll hide. Yeah. Super roll. 7 die. 1 success. Oh, that's all I need.
Phew.
I know.
That looks like me rolling. Wow. Okay. 5 most recent. The most recent being the ghost that put it on,
Okay.
who is now dead.
dead? Or yeah, how does that work? How does a ghost die? Does it go back to the underworld, or is it just destroyed?
It's
I don't know.
destroyed.
It's just destroyed. Usually, if they're in the underworld, they can get like knocked out, and then they wake up on the shore of the river. But then, if they take too much damage, they just straight up get destroyed. And inferior entities are weird. Okay.
Yeah, they're weird.
But yeah, it's dead. The ghost that once was wearing this a few moments ago, and presumably had been wearing it for many years, is dead.
Okay.
The next most recent was the ghost that previously had it on. Also dead.
So dead. Okay. I'm relaying this as it comes to me.
Third most recent, the next ghost that was wearing it.
Next
It's
ghost.
not dead, however.
Oh. Is that normal?
However, it doesn't feel like the other two. A lot stronger than the other two. But distant.
Ooh.
And the fourth, well, the fourth is not an ordinary ghost. Kalmir, you're aware of kind of how the overpowering presence of like Father Wolf was. Well, that's what you get.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me read correspondence. Okay. The more interesting thing is, unlike the third ghost there, that was still alive but very far away, it's not in your sensory range. This fourth one is.
Ooh.
Is the thing under the city?
You are immediately drawn to a distant silhouette of a large creature who previously had escaped your notice.
Oh.
The creature is at the very, very bottom of the sea. But as it's sort of close to the city, you can see the seabed cuts off abruptly, and there's nothing but abyss of the water below it. It is shaped very long. You're looking at how do I describe it? Roughly a little larger than that aircraft carrier.
Oh my.
Are you familiar with like what a mosasaur looks like?
Is that the long-necked underwater one?
No. So it's sort of, imagine a whale, except it has 4 large flippers and a large tail and sort of like a crocodile head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Looks roughly like that, about the size of an aircraft carrier. Its other big defining feature is the lack of its chest being replaced with a gaping maw, which calmly swims around the city.
Okay. Do I need to ask about the fifth? Or is there's probably no fifth? There's no fifth, I figured. So I'm going to relay all of that information.
Drew has a panic attack.
Including the description, as best I can tell it, of the water beast.
Tremendously concerning.
Yes, what you just said. We just fought a baby version of what we now need to stop from eating the city. And everyone in it, and every ghost in it. And it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes, quite large. much larger than what those that other group came in on.
I mean, things that powerful have very binding banes and very binding bands if you can get them to work.
You can go touch.
Yeah, that's the problem. How the hell are we going to learn one of those?
Is that Rose talking?
No,
Yeah, honestly, I think that probably is Rose talking. You are not gonna touch it. You cannot dive that deep. Please do not.
That is true. I am trying to think of some way to find a workaround, I suppose.
With this thing circling the city, I believe probably our first priority needs to be evacuation.
Kalmir, how many boats are there?
In my line of sight, there are many.
Several thousand. Most of them small, like fishing vessels or recreational vessels, but there are many boats.
Kalmir, can you give me access to your site? As you did with
Sure. That would be. Do you want me to do the same roll or just, wave it, hand wave it?
Just wave it.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll roll resolve plus composure. I'll roll resolve plus composure.
Oh yeah, no, that's not getting played. The spell. Okay. Because admittedly, you can just recast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my resolve plus composure.
Oh, you're all right. Fine. You're fine.
I should buff you guys more often.
You see the city.
Oh, oops. She sees one more thing that I didn't mention.
Oh yeah. That'll come.
How much attention are you paying to the large Chiron HQ building in the middle of the city?
She makes a note of it. She makes a definite note of it. However, a part of her is aware of the fact that this place literally just entered this reality, and that means that the people that she really hates are not in that building.
Maybe,
perhaps, possibly.
Probably.
Yeah,
who knows? We're talking about a place where like space-time doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's fair. She's mostly just trying not to focus on it and give answers right now. So it's probably what would counting be? Just like basic like doing calculations in head.
Well, I mean, you're a walking computer, right?
Yeah.
In intelligence science?
Yeah,
okay. Or academics could also work, maybe? I don't know.
Science is like mathematics, I think.
Okay. That's fine.
This is intelligence plus science.
I've always considered it science to be like the hard science majors, while academics is like the soft science.
Yeah, that figures. Terry gives an amount of people in the city, and then she gives approximate amount of how many people of the like quantity of things that can the quantity of size of boats to estimate how many people could quickly evacuate the city.
It's not a very good number. I will add. This city has a population of roughly 7 to 8 million people.
Yeah.
The boats can probably carry maybe a couple 100,000 per trip.
Add to the fact a lot of people are panicked.
And
Oh, sorry, the count just got changed because some guy actually just fell down the stairs. He died. Count's off.
Cherry rounds to the nearest 1,000. It's fine.
and then how are we going to interface with hundreds of thousands of people to get them to the boats?
Indeed, the logistical problems are countless.
So, question for Amennakhti. How would your cult contact you when they finish their action?
Normal.
Does he use a phone?
Let me see.
The Nokia, those things are indestructible.
Relic of a Nokia. No.
Realistically, I think specifically, I'll have to double check, but I think especially my touchstone can track me down.
Okay, so they don't have an immediate way to contact you, however.
No, they would have a way to find me, though. And if nothing else, I would have left a way for, or, left a rendezvous point.
So, at this point, though, Cherry is probably still subconsciously looking at Chiron building.
Yeah,
Kalmir is
Chiron is
probably
like...
also now kind of focusing on it, as he probably realizes he didn't mention that earlier.
Yes.
Wait, I have a question. I can see inside the Chiron building.
You can see inside. Yes.
Welcome to Mage.
Every room.
Your conviction touchstones are not there.
You can watch the guy peeing.
Then she doesn't care. Then she doesn't care as much. She cares a little, but she doesn't care that much.
You do see the cult and plus Tullus in there, however.
In there?
Yes. They are now leaving the building through a back door, but they are now leaving the building.
Cherry, he, what the fuck?
Is anyone following them?
They do not appear to be noticed.
Okay.
It's not the entire cult, but a couple of them, yes. Plus Tullus.
The cult appears to be your cult as well as Tullus seems to be leaving what seems to be a regional old Charon group office. I do not know why. Are they with anyone?
Just with themselves.
Okay, yeah.
They were probably searching the area for items of value to myself.
Are they carrying anything?
They are not. However, you can only assume that they probably are aware of things to take from this building, but did not do it as they either do not have the numbers or wanted to go ahead. As the building is not crawling with armed individuals, but there are a good number of heavily armed individuals in the building who are now locking down sections of the building and standing guard.
I see. Well,
All right. So one thing I'm gonna do here. I don't know. I am so sorry if somebody has a problem with things coming out of people's mouths.
I'm sorry. You just gave the person with the mind of a supercomputer or all of the knowledge, everything that's happening in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Seems good. Good synergy.
So I'm going to activate my second tier of Rite of the Sacred Scarab.
What does that do?
So
cool.
literally, I vomit out a palm-sized scarab.
No longer sounds cool.
And because I have a hold on, let me make sure here. Okay, no, I do not have a Ren rating here. Unleash. Basically, I can control it, and I am going to have it fly over to the group and bring them back to me.
Okay.
Garib?
Yeah. They fly.
It just guides them back, not like picks them up and
Yeah,
brings
no,
them
no,
back.
not quite that big. No.
And with that, we're going to jump back to Stahl to wrap things up. Stahl.
Yep.
You're walking along the streets. Things are relatively chaotic, especially as you get more and more into the heart of this city. But you do feel the Azoth of Adan Thor calling towards you. Following it, ducking through alleyways around individuals who try to stop you to, ask for money and are immediately pushed away, I reckon. You do come into an alleyway. The alley, the walls here, are covered in graffiti, much like a lot of these alleyways. But you can feel the Azoth here. You can feel the meaning behind what was painted here. Very crude imitations. I say crude, just they're not incredibly well drawn, but depictions of any number of fantastical creatures and monsters, dragons, wolves, and all sorts of mythological beings. On one side of the wall, one side of the alley, that is. The other side is almost a mirror image, but every creature replaced with a depiction of a human. Different scenes are laid out and whatnot. But it'll take some time to meditate here, to fully understand what Azoth is trying to tell you here. Do you do so?
Yeah.
Okay.
A roll, or is that just time spent?
Hmm?
Is that a roll, or is that just time spent?
Just time spent.